Hey everyone, today I am going to be showing you some of my earlier work that I've did quite a few years ago. I don't really have specific dates on these, I just know that these were done from the early 90s up through 2003, and so here we go. Not all of these are finished. Some of these I got to a certain part and then I stopped. A lot of these might be some original characters of mine. This one's obviously in the early 2000 year range. Quite a style difference here. These aren't in any particular order. This one's just a sketch that I really liked. This one I finished in Photoshop. Another one that I finished in Photoshop. This is just a line art that I did. Another line art. Another line art. Sometimes I just like to draw and ink them and then I don't really finish them. This one I did finish in Photoshop. I did this right around when they first announced the reboot of Sailor Moon, which is now aired the first 2 episodes. This is a Sailor Moon character that I've been working on, although it's still within the same era as the previous picture. Eternal Sailor Mars. Sailor Chibi Moon. I really like her in the manga and I like drawing her as a teenager and a young adult. One of my earlier drawings of Sailor Moon. This is a concept of an idea that I revisited earlier this year. I did this quite a few years ago. A really crappy drawing of Tuxedo Come In. I'm still not that great with drawing men. I would just call this a sketch. Princess Serenity. This one I finished in Photoshop. This is just a drawing of a shield and some swords that I did a while back for an original story of mine. I was just experimenting here. This one is an original character. Another original character. This was before I got my markers even. This was just inked in a Pilot G4 pen. Part of it anyways, and then colored with Prismacolor pencils back before I really knew how to use them, blend them, so on. This one is done with gel pen entirely. One of my earliest drawings. I even wrote her name down, but I don't remember what story I did this for anymore. This is just a funny little drawing. I've been using the name Sukabu no Soratori for a while. One of my favorite characters that I don't draw nearly enough that I've created. I don't really have a story mapped out for her, I just like to draw her. This one is kind of inspired by Gaia Online. I really like how the colors turned out here. This is one of my first attempts at drawing darker skin. Again, before I really knew how to work with Prismacolors or knew anything about proportions. This is a Zentangle doodle that I kind of did a while back. I didn't really complete it, but here you go. I like to do these every now and then when I've got the dreaded artist's block, and it's just great to help me experiment with colors, figuring out different color combinations. This is another Zentangle doodle that I did, although I didn't color it. Then we're back to characters. This one is for an old Gundam Wing story. I've always really liked Gundam Wing and that genre of storytelling, and even though I can barely draw guns and such. This one's for an original story. I didn't really get too far with coloring it apart from her hair, though. Part of an original story again. This is just a sketch. This one I have no idea what it was supposed to be about. It's just someone who tripped and spilled something, I guess. This one's one of my first attempts at doing a semi-romantic thing. I still really like the border, so I kept it. This is for an original story, character based off of a friend. This is for an original story as well, just a tower, but still. Kind of inspired by Lord of the Rings. This one's, again, a Gundam Wing character. Kind of a awkward thing. This one's an original character. A little rabbit-like critter in her arms. Oh, some Invader Zim stuff. Invader Scooge. I always liked Invader Zim, even though I hardly watch it anymore. My brother got me into that show, so I did a couple of sketches of it. This one's for a witch fan fiction that I've been working on for years. This is an original. And another badly proportioned original. This one is Twilight Sparkle.